Hello everyone. Today, me and Mr. Maged, or I and Mr. Maged, are going to talk about the past simple. The other day, that is the day before yesterday, we talked about something different, and it was the past, the present simple. And we talked about it in terms of using it in terms of daily routine, talking about our daily life and daily routine. Today we're going to talk about something different. It is the past simple, and I have here Mr. Maged, and he's going to tell you about the uses of the past simple. So yes, Mr. Maged, go ahead and tell us.
Okay. Hello, Mr. Ahmed. Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm really happy to see you here.
Pleasure to see you too.
Me too. Thank you so much. And I'm also welcoming with our viewers. I'm really happy to be. To be here in front of you here on your little screen. So today, as Mr. Ahmed told you, we're going to discuss, or we're going to talk about the past simple tense.
Yes.
It is another kind of form that we can use in our life, especially if you want to be perfect in English. As I told you before, I've been talking before, as a beginner, you should know how to be able to express the actions that you do every day, which is in the present, like what we did last time. In our live video show, but and also you should know how to express about past deeds or past action that you did yesterday, and just to be able to avoid these kind of mistakes, because if you don't know how to express the past, you can say that and this is a wrong sentence, of course. You can say that I see a movie yesterday. So this is a kind of a disaster in English, if you want to say so, you can say so. Of course, we've been saying that the grammar is not that important in the conversation, but this is a disaster in English. You cannot say, I see a movie yesterday. So the listener is going to be confused a lot and understanding you, and you're going to find a lot of difficulty in understanding between you and the people. Anyway, today we're going to talk about the past simple tense. It is called past because it tells us about the past, and it's simple because like the simple forms of verbs, we use only one word in the basic form, which is, for example, maybe play is going to be played, or it's going to be see is going to be so, as we're going to see.
Yes.
We can use, if you're going to talk about the usages of past symbol, we can use the past symbol to express something that we did, of course, in the past. Something that you did last night, yesterday, last year, last month. An action that happened and ended in the past.
Yes.
Yes. So even if it was a habit that you used to do in the past, for example, I can say that. When I was young, I went to the club every day, and despite of being here, we have the word every, which is which is a word for the present simple tense. So, but we can still use it with the past symbol to express a habit that used to happen in the past. So that's we call it a did action, because it doesn't have any relationship with the present or the future. The action happened and ended. So that's what we mean by the past simple.
Yes, that's right. And our concern here today we're not going to be concerned with the use of the past simple in terms of habits in the past. We're going to use it only to talk about something that happened and finished, something that we did and it is done. Yeah. It is finished in the past, something we did yesterday, 1 hour ago, 1 minute ago, or whatever, something that happened and finished. Last time, if you still remember, we talked about the present simple, as you can see here on the board, and we said some verbs, we gave some examples of verbs that we normally use to talk about our habits, our daily routine. The verbs are, I'm going to write them there, here again on the board, because we will need them to talk about the past. The verbs, as we said last time, were wake up. Yes. The verbs are wake up and
Get up.
get up.
Yes. And have a shower.
Have a shower.
Get dressed. Have breakfast.
Get dressed. Yes.
Have breakfast.
Have breakfast.
Clean my teeth.
Yes. Clean my teeth.
Yeah. And go to school.
Go to school.
Have lunch.
Have lunch. Yes.
And go home. Do homework.
Do homework. Let's say
Yeah.
do homework. Let's
Do
say, for
homework.
example, do my homework. Or do my
Yeah.
homework.
Homework. That's it.
Very good, yes. Now as we said last time, if you still remember, we use these these verbs in the present simple. They don't change, mainly with the subject I. If you're talking about yourself and using the subject I, you say I, and you keep the verb in the base form. That is, you say I wake up. You say I wake up. I get up. I have a shower. I get dressed. I have breakfast. I clean my teeth. I go to school. I do my homework. So they stay in the base form. The exception was that if you're talking about someone, or if you use the subject he or she, you add an s to the verb. And we said this last time. You say, for example, you say he wakes up, he gets up, or she gets up, he or she has a shower, he or she gets dressed, and so forth. Like you add an s to the verb with the third person, that is he and she. But when you speak about yourself, I, you keep the verb as it is in the base form. And as we said, we use this form to talk about the present simple, and we use it to talk about our daily routine. And we said that we often use these words with the present simple, and they are these here.
Yeah, just let me welcome with our viewers here. If you didn't see us from the beginning, today we're just talking about the past simple tense, and we will be very happy if you commented or just ask a question. We'll be very happy for answering your questions today. Our mainly topic is about the past simple tense.
Yes.
And we've been saying that the past simple tense, we use it to express an action that happened and ended in the past. And this, as you can see in the board in front of you, we have a number of verbs. We're going to put them into positive form and the negative. And let me read a comment.
Thank you, we greet you as well.
Yeah, we greet you as well. Thank you so much. And we're happy for watching us. Hi from Mexico again. Yeah, welcome, Dalton. I remember Dalton. Yeah, now.
Yeah, we remember him.
Yeah, we're so happy for having you here. Today we're continuing talking about the past symbol. Okay, and we're going to give its different forms for a positive, negative, question. Of course, as you know, it is an important tense for you to know. Present simple, past simple, future simple, for you to express yourself in English.
Yes.
So let us.
Now we said that with the present simple, we use the present simple to talk about our daily routine, and we usually find these words here that go with the past. Hello, Muhammad. Like for example, I wake up at 6 o'clock. You can say I always wake up at 6 o'clock, or I sometimes wake up at 6 o'clock, or I usually, and so forth. So these words mainly indicate the present simple. Now, talking about the past simple, we're going to talk about yesterday. Yesterday is past, it is finished, it happened and it is done. So we are going to use, we're going to talk about, I'm going to mention something to make you aware of. When we talk about the past simple, we have two kinds of verbs. Two kinds of verbs, and they are regular regular verbs
Yes.
and irregular verbs. Irregular verbs, and Mr. Majid here is going to tell us what the difference between the two, the difference between regular verbs and irregular verbs, talking about the past simple, of course.
Yeah. Right now we're going to talk about the form and a positive and a past symbol. I'd really like to know what you're thinking about right now, to give a comment or to ask a question and participate with us, because this live video is only for you, not for us. We just like to share the ideas, share the comments. If you have a question, it's filmed. So,
Hello from Cambodia, yes.
Cambodia, welcome. Okay. So talking about the past symbol, we have two kinds of verbs, as Mr. Ahmed told you here. We have a regular verb and irregular verb.
Yeah.
Talking about the past symbol, we have the regular verbs, okay, are verbs that we can add to them either d or ed or ied to the end of the verb.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. But the irregular verbs are verbs that its letters are totally changed, and you have to remind them, you have to memorize them.
Yes.
Because they are confusing, by the way. And you can find a list of many irregular verbs and their conjunctions, if it was the first or the second or the third conjunction of the verb. On Google, you can Google for them, okay, or you can know them and memorize them very well. I'm just going to give you examples.
Yes.
For some of the irregular verbs. If we, you can say the word see. It's going to be so. The verb drink, drank.
Yes.
Okay, and so and so. I'd like you right now to give us more irregular verbs.
Can you think of some irregular verbs and write them
No.
down? Yes. 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 Can you please? Yeah. Can you tell us about the? Can you tell us some of regular verbs if you know some, please?
Yeah, just
give us some examples of irregular verbs that you know. We said that regular verbs, as you can see on the board there, regular verbs are verbs that normally take ed in the past.
Yeah.
Ed, like for example, the verb play.
yeah.
The verb play. You say, for example, I play football every day. Every day, this is a habit. But if you say yesterday, yesterday, this is the past, you should say I played, and you add on ed, the verb here.
Yeah,
ed.
we have here Muhammad.
Very good, yes.
Height is going to be hid. Yeah, that's very good.
Yes.
That's a good example.
Yes.
Okay, we need more examples for irregular verbs. If you'd like to give us more examples for some irregular verbs, break, broke, broken, should be like that. The verb and infinitive. The first cognition is break, then broke, B-R-O-K-E. Then we have broken. This is the third cognition.
Muhammad,
yeah, like
thank you. Yes.
Yeah, like buy, boat. Yeah, that's very good.
Excellent.
Remember, we'll just need the second cognition of the verb, which is the past simple tense. This is our today's topic today. Yeah.
Now, here, for example, I have an example. I see my friends every day. Every day. This is a habit, like something that happens every day. Of course, I see my friends every day. The verb is in the present simple because this is an action that is repeated, frequent. But if I change the word every day to yesterday, yesterday, it is going to be, the verb has to change, of course.
Yeah.
But of course, this is not a regular verb. We're not going to add a d or ed. It changes, it becomes so. This is an irregular verb. Irregular verb.
Yeah.
Yes, very good. Yes, jump, Muhammad, jump, is it a regular verb or an irregular verb? Very good. Rida, we have a C and so, very good, yes.
Yeah, here we have...
But Muhammad, that is, jump is not an irregular verb.
To be jumping, we're just going to add ed to the end of the verb, so it is a regular verb. Remember, regular verb, we can add these verbs, which we can add ed to the end of them.
Yes.
Here we have a very good example. I think.
Excellent, Reda.
Yeah.
I have got. That is a good example.
Yeah, I finished my homework afternoon.
Finished.
Yeah.
That is a regular verb.
It's
Shahid. That is a
yeah.
so very good. Yes.
Yeah.
Muhammad. Excellent. Say. Said.
by boat.
Walk,
Yeah,
very
that's
good.
that's very good.
Yes. So here, I saw. Now I just want to tell you something. I just want you to know something, to be aware of something. When we talk about the past simple or irregular verbs, you should know that the largest number of verbs in English are regular.
Yeah.
Regular. Most of the English verbs are regular. Most of them take ed or d or ied. But we have a list of verbs that we call irregular, and they are a limited list. They are not large.
I think there are maybe a few hundred.
Yes, like
of
there are,
verbs.
I'll tell you, there are approximately there are 200
Yeah.
200 irregular verbs. 200 irregular verbs, more or less. You should remember them, and they have to be remembered because they don't have a rule that controls them. Very good. Yes, Rida, yesterday I saw my Mr. Ahmed. Excellent. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
My cleaned is a regular verb. Very good. I cleaned my house last night. Excellent. Yes.
Yeah, that's very good.
Very good. Yes.
I brought some fruits yesterday. Thank you. This is the
Excellent,
past form
yes.
of the word of the
Yes.
verb bring. Bring, brought,
Yes.
brought.
If you
Yeah,
talk
that's
about
very good.
Shafi, if you're talking about buying, you should say I bought without R.
Yeah, and here we have run, rain, come, came, catch, coat. Okay, that's
Excellent.
very good.
Those are good examples.
Excellent.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'd like to welcome with Mr. Hani El Desoui. Yeah, hello Hani, how are you? How are you doing?
Yes.
I'm very happy that you're watching us here.
Yeah.
And I think right now we're going to talk more in details about when actually do we add d to the end of the verb, or ed or ied to the end of the
Yes.
verb.
Yes, those are regular verbs. Here we're going to take regular verbs, the end of regular verbs, regular verbs. But before going into regular verbs, can you please look at the verbs here on the board and show us which ones are regular and which are irregular, please.
Yeah. I'd like, please, if you just can listen to us very good, so you can tell us, because we're not sure if you can listen us and properly or not. So
if you can hear us, if you can hear us clearly, can you please let us know? If not, you tell us. Anyway, we're going to continue. Please, if you see the verbs on the board, I'd like you please to tell us which of them are regular and which are irregular. I'm going to give you a hint. Most of these verbs, or all of them except one verb, are irregular. None of them takes ed in the past.
Yeah.
Zain Jamal, not clear.
Not clear. Okay, maybe we're going to raise our voices a little bit.
Hani, the verb show is not regular. Some verbs, by the way, in English can be both.
Yeah.
Like for example, and it differs whether the verb is used in American English, British English. It is used. It depends on the variety of the language of the dialect that it is used in. For example, if it is the verb dreamed can be dreamed with ed, or can be dreamt with t.
And also like a verb like learn. It could be learned or learnt.
Yes.
Yeah.
The same thing with the example you just gave.
Yeah.
That is show. It can
can't
be
see
ed,
the board.
showed and shown. Yes.
Yeah. Let me read the verbs for you here in the board. We have wake up, and remember we need you to tell us about whether the verb is a regular verb or irregular verb.
Zain, we're going to read the verbs to you so that you can tell. The first verb is wake up.
Wake up.
Get up. Have a shower. Get dressed. Have breakfast. Clean my teeth.
Yes.
Go to school. And do my homework. Do my homework. I just read them.
Yeah.
I hope that you can You had
You
me.
can just tell us which verbs are regular and which verbs are irregular.
Make it easy for you. Just pick the regular verb. There is only one regular verb amongst these verbs. I'd like you please to pick it and show it to us. Here. Wake up, get up, have a shower, get dressed. Excellent.
Yeah.
Muhammad, you saved the day.
Clean is regular. Thank you.
Clean is the only regular verb here. Clean is the only regular verb that takes ed. Yes, Mr. Maged is going to tell you about when we add d, when we add ed, when do we need to add just a d, and when do we have to add ied to the verb.
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Maged, go ahead.
So here I'd like, as you know, as you just told us, Muhammad, right now we have clean is a regular verb. I'd like you to give us the past form of verb.
Yes,
the past form of the verb.
Muhammad, give us the past of the verb clean.
For example, I'm going to give a sentence like and I'm going to use the verb clean. I clean the flat.
Muhammad, no, get up is not regular, it is irregular. Regular verbs are verbs to which we add ed here, as you can see on the board.
Yeah.
Verbs that change in terms of form. Very good, yes, Muhammad, that is
Yeah,
clean.
very good, okay.
Get up, the past of get up is got up. We don't say get it up or something. We don't add ed.
Yeah.
Very good, Zain. It's cleaned. Excellent. Very good, yes.
Yeah, so let us start talking about the formation of the past symbol as we are talking about the past simple form of the verbs. So here we have the verb I clean. Clean is a regular verb. Yeah, and the past form of is we're just going to add ed to the end of the verb.
Yes.
So it's going to be cleaned. So clean is going to be cleaned. Alright, so this is, thank you, you're most welcome. So here we have the word I cleaned the flat yesterday. So this is a verb which we're using in the past simple tense to express about an action, to talk about an action that is done already. So the sentence here means that the action is done. So and we have a yesterday, which is expresses that when did that action happen. So it is yesterday. So that's why we're using the past simple form of it. So now as it's clear for you, normally we just add ed to the end of the verb if it was a regular verb. But if it ends like, if I have a verb like a word like I like the movie or the film, I saw yesterday. Here, that verb ends with an E letter. So if you have a verb that ends with E letter, okay, so as I told you, normally we're just going to add ed, but let us try to add an ed here. If we add an ed here, so what do you think is going to be? It's going to be like keyed, and this is cannot go. This is can be. So that's why we're just going to add D letter to the end of verb. We're going to add just D letter. More examples. I'd like you to give us more examples about the verbs that can take only D with the verbs. As I told you, there are verbs that they are regular verbs but end with D letter, but end with E letter. The action is finished in the past. Yeah, it is actioned. It is finished in the past.
Yes. These actions are finished in the past. They happened and they are done, as we said.
Yeah.
Now, Zain, yes, finish, very good. Finish is a regular verb. You just add ed. You say finished. Very good. Yes, you have read. I did my homework. Excellent. That is.
Yeah, this is a very
irregular.
good example.
Very good. Visited.
Visited.
We'd like examples. Very good. Completely finished. Yes.
Yeah, completely.
For example, yesterday I got up. It is yesterday. It happened yesterday, and it is done. It is finished. It is completely done with. It is finished. Now we'd like you to give us, as Mr. Maged just mentioned, to give us examples with verbs like. Examples with verbs to which you add only d. Means that verbs that in the base form they have an e at the end. Can you think of some? Excellent.
Yeah, very good. Complete is going to be completed. Perfect. Thank you. I went to a whore yesterday. A very good example for an irregular form of a verb in the past simple. That's very good too. Okay, can you give us please more examples about these verbs in which we can add only d at the end of them? Like we have had the verb complete is going to be completed. We're just going to add d to the end of the verb. And the verb like, as you can see in the board here, it is we're just going to add d. Also we have verbs like, I can say the verb hate is going to be hated because well, they just end. It ends with E letter, so as you can see here, we're just going to add D to the end of verb.
Yes.
Yeah. So I just would like you to give us one more verb that can give us we can add only D and a.
Very good. Yes, yes.
I learned a lot new vocabulary today. Okay, watch us, keep tuned, and you're going to be learning more. We promise you. Yeah, and also we'd like to have questions from you if you have questions concerning about what we've been talking about today. We can say that I went to America. Of course, we can say that I went to America to express a past action that happened. From that sentence, I understand that the action has been done in the past. Yes. Not a present, not the future. Yeah. Care, we have cared. Thank you very much. Congratulations, that's very good. Care is going to be cared.
Yes.
Yeah. I went last week to the mall. That's very good.
Excellent.
Yeah, excellent. So, yeah.
Very good, yes. Muhammad, I just want you to pay attention to something. Please be careful with adverbs or with adverbial sentences or with prepositional sentences that you have. You better say, I went to the mall and leave last week to the end of the sentence. I say, I went to the mall last week. So use the time expression, leave it to the end of the sentence. That is better and it is safer.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Yes, Emmanuel. We use time expressions like yesterday, last week, a day ago, a year ago, and so forth.
Yeah,
with the past simple.
Yeah, and by the way, and speaking of a time, here, we just in the past simple tense sentences, the time is not that important. I focus more on the action. I just need to tell you that action is finished. Like for example, I went to school, or I can say that I cleaned the car. So that's what I'm concentrating on. I'm just concentrating on the action that it is completed, but I'm not interested in the time. Yes. If I am interested in the time, I would be rather using the past continuous tense, yes. which is concerned more about the time.
Yes.
Yeah, hello, how are you? Yes. That's very good. Thank you very much. You're welcome. So right now we're going to talk about verbs that take IED to the end of the verb.
Yes.
If we have a verb that ends with Y letter, like what? Like for example the verb study. If I want to use the verb study in a sentence, the past simple tense. So Mr. Ahmed, can you tell us
sure.
how to?
Sure. With verbs that end in Y in English, you should pay close attention to these verbs.
Yes.
The verb that you have on the board here is study. The past of it is, for example, here. I studied German last year. last year. And the verb here, because we say I studied, of course, we add an IED. We remove the Y and we add IED. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Zain, change the Y, I to I, and add ed. That's
Excellent,
very good.
yes. Now I'm going to give you another verb, and I'd like you please to tell us whether we're going to change the Y to an IED or whether
Yeah.
we're going to keep it.
Yeah.
But I wanted to mention the reason, like the verb play. Play. I played tennis yesterday.
Yeah, I play. We need to form the verb play in a past simple
Very
form.
good one. And carried, yes, very good.
Yes,
How
very
can you
good.
give us play and played? Can you give us the spelling? Very good. Cried.
I cried yesterday so hard. Why so? Why so?
Yes.
We need always you to be happy, dear
Yes.
friend. Okay. That's a very good example. And this is an example. We
Yeah,
just
very
all
good,
need
yes.
you to be happy. No idea. Yeah.
No idea. Very good. Yes. No idea with no only zing. Yes. Very good. Yes.
Yeah.
Fry. Very good.
Try. Good. That's
No. Yeah. Very good. No idea.
all right.
That's how
We
it is
understand. We understand.
spelled. Now play. Very good. Yes.
Yeah.
Ed. Can you please, Mohammed? Can you explain the reason why we kept the Y? Why didn't we just do the same as we did with study and remove the Y and add IED? Very good. Yes. Maina. That is the same. Can you please now explain the reason why we did this? Why do we add ED here? We keep the Y. We keep the Y. Why do we do this?
Great. Thank you
study
so much.
security information. If you say this sentence, it means that this is a fact. This is something that is a current situation, something that you are doing in the present here.
Yeah.
In the present. It's a current situation. Now we'd like you please, now we're talking about the past, something that happened and it is finished with and it is done. Very good. Yes, Muhammad, Y is preceded by a vowel. Excellent.
That's very good.
Very good, because
That's very good.
here A is a vowel. Whenever you have a vowel before the letter Y, you keep it, please. Keep the Y and just add ED.
Yeah.
But if you have a consonant, which is D here, it's a consonant. Please remove the Y and add IED. Very good, yes. Vowels, for example, so if we have a verb like stay, for example, stay, you're going to say stayed, and the Y goes nowhere.
Yeah,
It
so,
stays where it is, yes.
yeah, so I think if you have a verb that ends with Y letter at the end, you should be careful. Don't just add don't delete it and add IED or just add ED to the end of it unless you make sure that what verb or what letter coming before the letter Y.
Yes.
If it was a consonant, so in this case it's okay for you. You can delete the Y and add IED to the end of it. But if it was if the Y letter was preceded by a vowel letter, as you know here, so that's you cannot delete the Y, but you can only just add ED to make it in the past form.
Very good, yes. A good example.
Yeah,
now
we have
stayed and we have Zain. Very good, yes. That's
Stayed. Yeah,
ED
that's very
because
good.
you have it now.
Yeah.
Now, if you allow me, please, if you allow me 1 minute, I'm going to tell you about the pronunciation of ED.
Because that's so important, by the way.
We're going to give the examples that we just gave, but only the verbs in the past. So, can you please, Mr. Maged, can you please remind me of the verbs that we used in the previous examples?
Yeah. Here we've been talking about the last.
No, not these verbs.
Well,
the verbs that are used in the examples on the board, if you can remember. Or we'll give you, give another example.
Give other examples. It would be great.
Anyway, we have the ed in the past. Or we said that we can add ed or simply d or IED to the regular verbs. Very good. Emanuela, yes,
Yeah.
very good. We say fly, we add IED and we change the Y. Yes,
Yeah.
very good. Now,
Going to be fly.
as we said, we add ed, d, or ied, and the three of them have three ways of being pronounced in English. Yes, we're going to talk about she soon after this. The ed, the pronunciation of ed, it is pronounced either d or it is pronounced d or t or id.
Yeah.
Examples: the verb, for example, play. We said that we add ed to the verb play. We add ed, and we say played. Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen to the pronunciation, please. We say played, played. But look at this here. We say work, work.
So it's going to be
We add ed.
work it.
Yeah, very
Work
good. We say
it.
worked,
Yeah.
worked.
Yeah. So
We don't say worked. It's hard for the vocal cords.
yeah.
Say worked, worked. We're going to see the other pronouns, please. We're going to mention them. And here, this one is easy. If you have a verb ending with D, for example, won't, or with D, like for example, decide. As we said here, because you have an E, you just add D, and here add ed. But both of them are pronounced wanted, wanted, and decided.
Yeah, it's going to be id sound.
Idiots. Wanted,
Id sound.
decided, yes.
Yeah.
Very good, yes. We just said that we said when we use ed and we use them with regular verbs. Yeah, we're going to give you examples. So remember this. Remember the pronunciation. There are three ways of pronouncing ed. It's d, like in played,
Yeah.
t, like in worked, and id, like in wanted, and decided. Yeah, worked.
Worked. It is going to be in the first one, and it's
Very
going to
good,
be
yes.
worked.
Yeah.
Sound. Sound. Yeah.
Now I'll tell you something. The past simple is easier than the present simple. In what terms? Because the verb does not change with all pronouns, with all persons.
Yeah.
Here Mr. Maged is going to write on the board. He's going to write on the board the positive form. Yes, Zain, walked. You see, walked.
We've been talking
With-
about the positive.
Yeah, we're going to use the positive. We're going to give an example with one of these verbs on the board.
Yeah.
The positive form. Yeah, we're going to give an example starting with I, you, with the I, you, he, she, it, whatever, they, all pronouns, we, the verb remains the same. Okay, we give an example with yesterday. Mr. Maged is going to use an example. Give us an
Yeah.
example from the board.
So for example, from these verbs. So I can say that, for example, if I want to use a verb like watch, for example, so it's going to be, I'm going to add ed to the end of the verb
Yes.
till it become watch it,
Yes.
watch it. So I watch it, watch it. A movie or a film yesterday, or I played football yesterday. So yeah.
Give an example with an irregular verb if you
With an
please.
irregular verb, I can say instead of the word get, instead of saying get up, which is a present form, is going to be in the past form, which is got. It's going to be got.
Yes.
I got up. I got up. I got up.
Now,
yeah.
waiting for the example, I'd like you please to think of the past simple of these verbs that I have on the board. Think of the past simple of these irregular verbs.
Yeah.
They don't take ed. The only verb that takes ed is this one here.
Yeah.
Clean.
Yeah. Here we have Zain eat apple yesterday. I think it's going to be in the past form. Eat is an irregular verb. It's going to be ate.
Yes.
A-T-E. Ate apple yesterday. Because you're using adverbial time refers to a past action or a past tense, which is yesterday. So
Yes.
ate apple. I ate an apple yesterday. You should say so. I swam yesterday. Thank you very much. That's a very good example.
Yeah, very good. Safe.
Thank you. And I'd like you to tell you that with all the pronouns, we're going to use the same form, even if it was a regular verb or an irregular verb. So for the regular verbs, as Mr. Ahmed told you and as I told you before, we're going to add just only D or ED or IED to the end of the verb. But if you have an irregular form, so and which there are, you need to memorize them first. They are so important, really, and don't miss to do this. Don't forget to do this. It's going to be the second cognition of the irregular form of the verb, like the word got here.
Muhammad, excellent. You summed it up all. You summed it all up. You gave us the past of all the irregular verbs.
Got, had, got, went, did. Thank you very much. Excellent.
Perfect. Yes.
I ran 10 kilometers yesterday. That's a great job.
Yeah,
Away from the sentence, that's a very great job. You ran 10 kilometers. That's very good.
Yesterday, safe. Very good. Yes.
Yeah, that's excellent.
No, yes, very good. Go ahead with your examples, Mr. Maged. Can you please can you keep the examples? We're going to use negatives. We're going to use them to give the negative. Just complete the collocation. I watched TV.
Yeah, it's okay. It's going to be I watched TV yesterday. I got up early. I can say
That's
so.
Fine.
He, for example, I can say that he had breakfast. He had breakfast instead of. By the way, have is an irregular verb is going to be had. So with any pronoun of them, I can say that had breakfast. Had breakfast.
Muhammad, the past of give is gave. Gave. G-A-V-E.
Yeah.
Like for example, I gave you a present yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I gave you a present yesterday.
That's very good. I think now it's time for us to talk about the negatives. We're going to talk about the negative form of the past simple tense.
Yeah, before that, Mr. Maged, I'd like please to give I'd like them to give us the past of these verbs. We're going to write them down so that they're going to help us with these.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, yes, what is the past of wake up? Muhammad,
The
you did it.
past of wakers.
Wake. You say woke up.
Yeah.
Pay attention, please, or pay heed. Of course, these are irregular verbs. Very good. Zain, brush is an irregular verb. Is a regular verb. We just add ed, brush.
That's right.
Yes. And pay attention to the pronunciation, as I just told you. You say brushed t with a t sound, not a d. You don't say brushed. Say brushed. Very good. Yes. Now, what is the past of get up? What's the past of get up?
The past form of the word get.
Yeah. Can you please write the past of the word get up? He cleaned his teeth.
He cleaned his
good,
teeth.
Yes.
Very good.
No, we don't want negative here. Very good. Just minor. There is got up. Yes, excellent.
Got up. Yeah.
Got up. Yes. Now move to the next one, which is have a shower. Have a shower. What is the past of the verb have?
Good.
Have a shower. What is the past of have a shower?
Had.
Excellent.
That's
Zain,
very good, Zain. Yeah, excellent. It's had a shower.
Had.
Got up. Okay, thank you.
Very good. Yes. Now move to get is the same. Get dressed.
Yeah,
You say got. It's the same thing. Got.
And have breakfast, the same had.
Have we say have.
Yes.
Yes.
Clean is going to be.
Clean is irregular. Is regular.
It's a regular verb, so it's going to be
We add
ed to the end of that, so it's going to be cleaned.
Very good. Yes.
And go. What's the past form of the word go?
Very good. Yes, Muhammad. What?
Yeah,
Now
what's
give us
the past form of the word go.
Yeah, give us the past of go. Give us the past of go.
Want. It is not want. Want. No.
No, did is the past of
Did
what?
it the past of.
No, not got.
Do, the
Got
last
safe
one.
is the past of get.
Yeah.
And want is a verb. Is a regular verb. That is, I want. For example, I want to help you. And the past of it is I wanted. You add ed. You say I wanted to help you.
Yeah, it is went.
Excellency.
Thank you, safe. It is went. Thank you, Muhammad.
Excellent.
It is went. Cleaned.
Clean
okay.
is different. Very
Thank
good. That
you.
is the regular verb. Very
Went.
good.
This is That's very good.
So you say I went to school.
Thank you, minor. It is went. Thank you.
Very good. Went to school.
Yeah.
And the past of do.
The past
This
of
is
do is
important. what is the past of do? And do is an important verb because it is used in other terms. We're going to see them. Now tell us the past of do. Someone just mentioned it.
Yeah, he says did before. Yes, it is did.
Did. Very good. So now if we want to say these sentences, for example, yesterday, Muhammad, that is the past of go. Very good, yes. Now, talking, for example, about my day yesterday, I'm going to use these verbs in the past. I'm going to say, yesterday I woke up at 6. I had a shower at 6:30. I got dressed, then I had my breakfast at 7 o'clock. I cleaned my teeth and I went to school, and so forth. You can go like this, talking about yesterday. Very good, yes, I did my homework, you did a great job. And you can use them, as we said, with all pronouns. You can say I, you, he, she, it, we and they. You can say she got up, she watched TV, she had breakfast, she cleaned her teeth, she went to school, the same thing. Very good, yes.
He did homework,
he did
that's
his
very
homework,
good.
yes. Very
I
good,
did
yes.
my homework yesterday, that's very good.
Excellent, yes. Yes.
Okay.
So here Mr. Maged is going to tell you about the negative, what do we use to make the negative.
Yeah.
He's going to use you better use the same sentences, you just show them how we do it, using this.
Alright.
Yes, sure, yes.
So, right now we're going to talk about the negative form of the past simple tense. For example, I'm going to give you a positive sentence from here, like I woke up at 7 a.m. yesterday morning, for example.
Yeah.
Yesterday. So this sentence is in the positive form. Right now I did my homework. Thank you so much. Hi there. Hello, Nanj. Okay. Now, friends, we're just going to talk about yesterday. For example, I woke up yesterday at 7 a.m. Of course, if I want to get this is a verb which is in the past simple tense, and I want to make it negative. And as I told you before, to mean negative, to put the verb in a negative form is to add not to the sentence. So if I wanted to add the word not here, I cannot say, for example, I not woke up, but instead of I'm going to borrow a helping verb that can help me to get the negative form of that sentence. So and as you can see here, we have an action verb. Yeah, we have an action verb. So with action verbs, we're going to use the helping verb, which is do. Yeah. Of course, it differs in the present form, but in the past simple form, it is the same helping verb for all different subject pronouns. So it is going to be did. So if I'm going to make that sentence negative, I'm going to add did to the sentence plus not, so it's going to be did not. So let us see that. So I'm going to say, for example, I did.
I would like to say something to Muhammad here, but Muhammad, we just talked about at the beginning of the video. You can go back and watch it. We said that you can use the past to talk about habits in the past. Like I woke up when, for example, last year when I was at university, I woke up at 7 a.m. Meaning that was my habit in the past. Now we said that now we're not going to talk about that use, but we're going to talk about using the past simple for actions that are finished, actions that happened, and we gave example with only one time expression, that is yesterday. So
all right. Back continuing talking about the past simple tense or the negative form of the past simple tense. Here we have the verb. We have a verb walk, okay, which woke up, which means that an action, a complete action that happened in the past, and I needed to make it negative, so I'm going to use, as I told you a moment ago, I'm going to use did plus not. So it's going to be I did not. What is the next? What's the main verb is going to be? Do I say woke, or do I say wake? So what do you think? I think we're going to make a
Yes.
wake.
Yeah, can you please tell us? Yeah, yes, sure, of course. Now we use the base form. Yes.
We use the base form infinitive,
And,
okay?
Muhammad gave the very good. Muhammad
I
gave
didn't
the right
wake
answer.
up.
Yes, very good. Yes. Zain said it at first. He said that I didn't wake up. Very good. Yes, safe. Very
Yeah,
good.
I've mentioned before in the previous video that the function of the verb, that it shows us which time did the action happen or happening or will happen according to the tense that we use into the sentence. And since we have here a helping verb, it already tells us already when did the action happen, which is in the past. So there's no need to make the main verb in the past form too, since we have the word did. So if you see the word did in the negative or in the negative form or in the question, as we're going to talk about later right now, so you're just going to make the main verb infinitive here. So it's going to be I did not wake up, and you're going to complete a sentence. I did not wake up at 7 a.m. in the morning.
Very good. Yes.
Yeah, and to make it short, as an abbreviation, you can say didn't. You can say didn't. I didn't wake up in the at 7 o'clock in the morning. And the same, we're going to use only the main verb infinitive and the infinitive form with the helping verb did plus not. So we're going to be I did not. For example, I didn't play. Not. I didn't play it, because you have the word did. So yeah, I'm gonna say I did not play football yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have here minor. Minor says that did is an auxiliary verb. Yes, sure.
Yes,
We said that last time talking about the past simple. In order to make the negative and the question forms, we need an auxiliary verb. Auxiliary means helping. It helps the main verb. The main verb here in the sentence that you have is wake up. I woke up in the past. And it needs a helping verb, a verb that helps it to be negative or to make the question form. So the did here is an auxiliary helping verb. Yes.
That's very good. So I think right now we have to talk. We don't have that much time. We think we should hurry.
We're going to give an example, a quick example with a regular verb. The regular verb that we have here is cleaned. We're going to give it quick. It's the same thing. The same rule applies to regular verbs.
So I'm going to use it with another different subject form, which is subject pronoun, like she.
Safe. The past of ride. Ride is an irregular verb. The past of it is rode. It is written R-O-D-E. That is the spelling of it in the past. R-O-D-E. And you say, for example, I rode to school yesterday. Or I rode my bike to school yesterday.
Yeah, that's here we have Zain.
You give us the immediately.
Save our time actually.
You gave us the answer.
I didn't clean my room yesterday. As you can see here, we're just using the helping verb, the auxiliary verb, did plus not. I didn't clean, not cleaned. I'm not saying cleaned because you have the verb, the helping verb did. So I didn't clean my room yesterday. That's very good. I really thank you for this. Now let us talk about the questions. Yeah, about the question forms, because we don't have that much time.
So we just keep the examples here.
All right.
Now, of course, here because I'm going to ask Mr. Maged. I'm going to ask him questions. Of course, I'm talking to him, so I'm saying you. I'm going to use the subject you. Of course, you can use the same thing applies to other subject pronouns. You can say here, for example, you woke up at 7 o'clock. In questions as well, we use the auxiliary verb do. We've put it in the past. It is did, and we say did. For example, here, did.
Yeah.
Did you? And of course, this goes back to the base form, as we said.
Yeah. So it's going to be.
Yes.
Did you wake up?
Yes.
Did you wake up at 7 a.m.?
Very good, yes. So I'm going to ask you, Mr. Maged, did you wake up at 7 a.m. yesterday?
Well, actually, I'm going to lie and I'm going to say that yes, I did, which is a short answer.
Very good, yes.
Yeah. If I woke up at 7 o'clock, so I'm going to say yes, I did. But if I didn't, I'm gonna say no, I did not, or no, I didn't.
Excellent.
Yeah, which there are short answers. There are just short answers. But if I wanted to make it long, I can use a I can say that, for example, yes, I did, but yes, I did wake up. Yes, I did wake up at 7 o'clock, and this is I'm going to make it like I'm affirming it. I'm making the sentence. I'm assuring the meaning of the sentence. Yeah, like if you don't believe me, that I'm gonna say yes, I did wake up at 7 o'clock yesterday, or something like that.
Yeah. Now here, of course, if someone asks the WH question now, if I like to ask Mr. Maged about the time he woke up, for example, I don't know when he woke up. Here, I'm asking for confirmation. I'm just making sure whether he woke up at 7 or no.
Yeah.
He says yes, I did. No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to ask him a WH question because I need to know the time he woke up yesterday.
Yeah.
So we're going to raise the time here. We're going to raise the time, and I'm going to ask him this question here. I'm going to use this word, which is when, or what
time. Yeah, when, Zain. Yeah, thank you so much, Zain.
What time, when did you wake up yesterday, Mr. Maged? When did you wake up yesterday?
Yes, as an answer to that question, I can say that I'm going to use the past simple form of the word wake, which is going to be I woke. So I woke up at 7 a.m. At 7 a.m. in the morning. So I'm going to say I woke up, because that sentence, it doesn't have the word did. So I'm going to use the main verb in the second cognition of the irregular form. As you can see, the word wake is a regular verb and a regular verb.
Very good.
When did you wake up? Yes, thank you very much. That's the same. I woke up at 6 a.m. That's very good. Why didn't you call the customer yesterday?
Very good, yes.
Yeah, that's a very good example.
You can ask that question.
That's a very good example. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah.
Whenever we do ask that question.
Okay. I think this
whenever, my friend, is not a question word. If you want to ask about time, use when.
You can use when or what time.
Yes.
What time, and you can use it in which tense you like to use it.
Use when.
Yeah.
When did you get up? When did you wake up yesterday? So anyway, I'm just going to ask. I'm going to ask Mr. Maged questions so that you can get the idea clearly. I'm going to ask him other questions. I'm going to say, when did you wake up yesterday?
Yeah, I woke up at, to be honest with you, I woke up at 8:30.
Very good.
a.m.
And when did you have breakfast? When did you have breakfast?
I had breakfast at 10 o'clock.
Very good. Yes. Now here, I can ask him about something different. The same question. I just need to change this question word, and I ask him, what did you have for breakfast yesterday? What did you have for breakfast yesterday?
Well, I had toast, and I had toasted cheese and coffee for breakfast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, and what, for example, when did you go to work? When did you go to work this morning? For example, this morning is past.
Yeah. I went. So I'm gonna say it like that. I went to my work at 11.
Muhammad, I'm going to give you a chance to correct that mistake. I wake up at 7, that means every day, or routine, that is your routine now. I would like it to correct it and make it in the past, yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday. Very good.
I had coffee, yes, that's very good.
Correct the first one, Muhammad. Don't say I wake up at 7, talking about the past, we don't say that yet. Can we use yesterday in the beginning of the sentence? Example, did you yesterday wake up? No. That isn't proper, that is not correct.
Yeah.
As I told you, leave the time expression to the end of the sentence. It is safer and better for you.
Yeah.
Yes. Very good. I walked in the park in the morning. Excellent. That is
That's a very good example too. Thank you.
Now, anyway, we have to sum it up. Now,
yeah, let me sum it up.
I'm going to raise
okay. Give me a minute. So I'm going to sum up what we've been talking about today. We've been talking about the past simple form of the verb. We've been talking about the past symbol, and we said that it expresses, we tend to use it if you want to express something, an action that happened and ended in the past. As I told you from the beginning of the video, we call it, as English teachers, that we call it a did action that happened and ended in the past. For example, I played football yesterday. So that sentence does not mean that. That sentence doesn't mean I'm still playing football or I will play football any other time in the future. Also, we've been discussing the different forms of the past simple tense, which is the present, and which is the positive and the negative, and also the two kinds of questions, the WH questions, the yes or no questions. And we said that the formation of in the positive sentences, we have two kinds of verbs, regular verbs and irregular verbs. And regular verbs, we just add to the end of them D whenever the verb ends with E letter. But normally we're going to add to the end of we're going to add ed to the end of the verb of a regular verb. And also we can add ied to the end of the verb which ends with Y letter. And before the Y letter we have a consonant letter, like the verb study, for example. So we're going to delete the Y and add ied to the end of the verb. And also, if the verb ends with Y letter, but before we have a vowel letter, like A, E, I, O, U, which are the vowels. So in this case, we cannot delete the Y and add ied. We just keep the Y and add ed. So this was for the regular kinds of verbs. But for the irregular verbs, as we told you, me and Mr. Ahmed today, you have to memorize them very well. And they're not many verbs, but you can only know the most common verbs and the irregular forms of the verbs. And we're going to take only the second cognition of the verb, like the verb go is going to be went, have is going to be had. And also we've been talking about how to make the form as negatives. So, like we're going to add not to the end of not to the sentence, and I'm going to borrow a helping verb which is did plus the word not. So it's going to be I didn't do so and so. For example, I didn't play, not played, because I told you we have did, which expresses already the time. What time did the action happen? So it's going to be in the. We have a question.
Fatma says hello, teacher.
Yeah, hello Fatma. Hello Fatma Zahra.
Yes. Now what do you do every day? Very good. This question, I think that he saw this. Very good, yes.
Yeah, what you do every day, that's very good.
Very good. What do you do here? So do and do here. But in the past, what is the question in the past? If I ask you about yesterday, what do we say?
Yeah.
What is the question about the past? Can you tell us? The question, if I want to ask you about what you did yesterday, what do I say? What do we say? What do we say to ask someone about what they did yesterday? The question begins with what? The same thing here. What?
Yeah.
The only thing that changes is this here. Okay. Can you give us the answer?
Did you work so hard yesterday? So yeah, that's very good.
This one remains the same. And this one.
What did you do yesterday? That's very good.
Okay, very good. What did you do?
That's excellent. That's very good. What did you do yesterday? That's very good.
So, to conclude, Mr. Maged is going to ask you about what I do every day, and I'm going to ask him about what he did yesterday to give you an example.
Yeah.
Yes, go, Mr. Maged.
So I can ask you. I'm very happy to ask you right now. What did you do yesterday?
Yes.
So if you can tell.
Yeah,
You can leave us comments. You can comment with things, sentences that you already did yesterday.
We'll give you examples. We'll give you two examples. One about every day, the other about yesterday. And we'd like you please to share your daily life with us and tell us about what you did yesterday, things that you did yesterday.
Where do you had
Muhammad,
your
that is
breakfast?
something different.
No, this is
The same thing, Zain. You say, where did you have?
What did you have?
Just give an example.
Yeah.
Where did you have your breakfast?
You have your breakfast?
Okay, yes.
Are you eating your breakfast? This is this is a present continuous tense. We're going to discuss this later.
Yeah.
But today we're just talking about the past simple tense.
Muhammad, now you are looking at someone eating, for example, or you
Yeah.
are looking at someone eating and you're asking this question now, you see, are you eating your breakfast? That is the present continuous and it's about now. That is something that we're going to tackle later, maybe in the coming lessons. Yes, very good. Yes, safe. Can you please give us other sentences?
Good.
Use other sentences. Tell us about things you did. Very good. Yes, Maina. Where did you take the bus yesterday? Very good. Yes.
Good. That's very good.
And I would like you please to tell us about yesterday. Write paragraphs, small paragraphs about things you did yesterday. Yes, Mr. Majid. You asked me the first question. I'll ask you the second. Yes.
Okay, for the so the present form. So it's going to be what did you do yesterday?
Yesterday I woke up early at 8 o'clock. That is early for me. And I had breakfast at 8:30. I had a shower. Before that I had a shower. Then I had breakfast. I left home and I went to work at 9 o'clock. I started work at 9:05 and I finished work at 12. I left work and I went home. I had my lunch and I had a nap and I went back to work at 4. I started work and finished work at 9 and I went back home. I went to bed at exactly, or more or less, I went to bed at 11 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah, I think that's
very
very good.
Safe. I did exercise
Thank you.
every day. Yes,
I did exercise
Mr.
every
Majid,
day.
I'm going to ask you the same question, but about today so far. What did you do today?
Yeah, today I
Before
woke
we
up.
started the live video.
Before we started live. Okay, so today you want to be honest with you or not?
Yeah, very good. Safe. I do exercise every day, but I did exercise every day.
I
Yes,
do
you have
exercise.
You have to be honest.
Yeah, all right. For me, to be honest with you, I just woke up. I woke up at 8:30 this morning, and then I took my shower. I had a shower. Then I got dressed. Then I started to go to my work at exactly 9 a.m. in the morning. I came here and I started my lessons at 10 o'clock. I started my lessons and I finished at 12 o'clock. So and I left my job. I left my work, not left the job, of course. I left. I differs because it differs. I left my work at 12 o'clock and I went back home at 12:30. I had a shower. Then I took my lunch. I had my lunch. Then I took a nap. I slept for maybe an hour. Then I woke up again at 3:30. I prayed. Then I came back to my work. I came back at 4, sharp 4, and I started. The first class with me was at 5 o'clock. So I've been working. I started to work from 5 till 8 o'clock, and then at 8, maybe 8:30, we started the life.
Yes.
That's it. So this was my day for today. So as you can see, you can use the past simple tense to tell a story or to say what happened for you in the past time. Like for example, this morning, this afternoon. Of course, if you are in the evening, so you can say this afternoon, this morning, or last times, last night, last month, last day, whatever.
Very good. Yes, hey Zain, you gave an excellent example. I went to my university and I had 3 lectures.
Yeah, that's very good.
I studied English at 11 a.m. but use a past time expression, minor, because that makes a difference. It makes a difference in meaning, as we said. If you talk about something that is finished, you should use a time expression of the past. Like, I studied English at 11 a.m. yesterday or last week or something. I think that's all.
Yeah, I think that's we've been covering everything about the past simple tense, and I think that it is time for us to go right now.
Fly.
Yeah. we were very happy by having you here with us. And I just, if you'd like to follow us, if you'd like to see our videos, we would be very happy, because we are passionate about teaching English and let people know and let you learn more and more about English. So it's really our pleasure to be appearing in your screen, and I think we're going to be live on the same time.
Yes.
Maybe Saturdays and Saturdays, Mondays, Wednesdays, sharp at, not sharp, maybe between 8:30. It's 5 by Greenwich time,
Yeah,
right?
Greenwich,
It's 8 or 8:30 here in Kuwait local time. And Minor, thank a lot for your help, guys. Okay, it has been our pleasure.
Yes.
Thank you so much, and we're happy to see you next time, because next time we're going to maybe talking about more more tenses that could be enable you to express yourself in English more and more, and that's how you're going to master the language. And as you can see, we're just offering or presenting the tenses and the grammar. That's what we call the grammar in English, because people are afraid of tackling that point. They are afraid of speaking in English because they are afraid of mistakes, especially in grammar, the grammatical mistakes. That's why we are focusing mainly on the grammar, and we've started first with the tenses, the basic tenses. We've been talking about the present simple, and also today we've been talking about the past simple. I benefited a lot from you, and we really
it's been
thrilled.
our pleasure.
Yeah,
it's
our pleasure
now,
for being here with us today.
I just want to remind you of something that I always say. Feel free, please, to ask any questions or to make any inquiries about anything you would like us to tackle something or to deal with something in the future with grammatical rule that you have hard or that you feel hard to understand, or that is hard for you to understand. If you'd like to know anything, the meaning of words, anything you can ask. You feel free, please, to ask questions.
Well, I'd like to inform you that all our live videos is just all for you. So we count on you. So we'd like you to give us comments and ask us and interact with us, because that's something that's how you learn. Actually, that's how people do learn. They do mistakes. Then can I add you? Of course, it's my pleasure. So that when I go live again, so you can follow. That's of course it's my pleasure, Zain. And also you can add Mr. Ahmed, because sometimes we're going to go live through Mr. Ahmed's account on Facebook, and sometimes I'm going to be live with our accounts. Of course, we're going to do lives all together, because I think this is exciting. That's better.
Yes.
Nasser Adin, hello sir. Hello, and he's saying hello, but I'm saying
goodbye.
Really sorry, because I'm going to say goodbye, because we have already finished. And if you missed that video, it'd really be happy if you just watched it from the beginning of it, because we've been talking about the past simple tense. What's that? Can you say the atmosphere was cool?
Muhammad, you better use the weather. Use the weather.
Yeah, the weather.
W-E-A-T-H-E-R.
Yeah.
Say the weather was cool this week. Or better say the weather has been. The weather has been cool this week. Yeah. Because the week is not finished yet. If you're talking about last week, you should say the weather was cool last week.
All right.
I think that's it. Hello.
Hello, and I'm going to say goodbye.
Farewell. Goodbye.
Yeah, thank you so much, and thank you for being with us. Thank you, and bye-bye.